Hi, I'm Kerry, and today I'm going to be creating some nature art as my part of the bigger picture. I'm using things that are at home already. I've got a pair of scissors, a pencil, some string. I've got 2 elastic bands that I've found in the bottom of a drawer. Not sure why they're tied together, but they will do. And what I've got is, as well, I've got some pieces of cardboard in different sizes, and you can use whatever size you like, really. And the theme I've chosen for my nature art is simple pleasures, because this is the sort of thing, in terms of being around all the nature and the flowers and everything, that during the time when we've all been isolated, that's given me such a lot of pleasure and really inspired me and kept me going on a day when I'm not feeling so great, and there's so much uncertainty around. So I've chosen to do that. And the other things I'm also going to use, which are my main materials, are lots of different flowers and plants. When I say flowers, I mean these kind of flowers, like dandelion. And these, which I actually found in my garden, and they were what I was regarding as a weed. They were growing between 2 cracks in the pavement, and when I went out searching, thinking what can I get for my creation, I started looking high, and I thought, oh, there aren't many flowers around here. And then actually I looked further down and really looked at the detail of everything that was on the floor around me. So I found quite a few things. Found that one that had fallen off a tree. Yeah, did a bit of scavenger hunting, really. And these ones are actually, they've been good. They've been good food for a caterpillar, and now they're coming into my artwork. And this is from the tree outside in the street, where it's a bit overgrown at the moment, because there's a lot of overgrown stuff going on with regards to nature, because nobody's around cutting anything, which is fantastic. What I would say is, if you are going out of your own garden to pick things, obviously just be careful and don't pick anything what would I say, go into a forest or pick something off the tree in the road. Don't go into somebody else's garden and pick all their prize roses, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, I have kind of obviously picked some of my own things from my garden, which I'm perfectly happy to trim a little bit off without destroying the whole plant, because the plant does deserve to have its life. But yes, so let's get started. I will move all of these bits out of the way, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a hole. So I'm going to decide whether I want this to be landscape or portrait, and this one for me is going to be portrait. So I've done one hole already, and I'm just going to, with the other one, because these are going to be the holes that will have the string going through, I'm just poking another one through there like that. I am going to get some string, and what I would do is, probably whatever your length is between your 2 holes, just take the string and wind it round 3 times, just like that. It's kind of 1.5, but so you've got 3 times the amount of length there, and that just gives you enough to do. And then I am going to thread through one and thread through the other to create my hanging. Then I'm going to tie like that, and then you can decide whether you would like it that way like that, or that way like that. So I'm going to have mine, I think, that way like that. Okay, and this is where either your elastic bands, which you can do it with, or your string comes in. So I'll probably do a bit of both. Doesn't really matter, as long as you can wind it around. Probably a bit less tricky if I haven't got the bit in there, but again, it doesn't really matter. There's no kind of form to this. There are no rules, basically. There are just decisions that you want to make about your creation. Now, see, that's a little bit of a problem. So, right, I'm going to scrap that. I won't use that one, and I will just use the string, which is what I was going to use as well. So this time with the string, just wrap it round. I'm going to tie a knot, just so, The string stays on like that. And then all I'm going to do is wrap it around in the same way that I was attempting to do with the elastic band. And this is where you can see that you can start to make a bit of a crisscrossy pattern. And it's all just, doesn't have to be precise in any way. I think that might be enough, but you're trying to make almost like a bit of a trellis really, so that you've got some kind of pattern going on. And as you can see, I could change my mind and decide to go that way now if I wanted to, because you can do whichever way you like. Okay, I'll carry on with this. And I'm going to cut it with my blunt scissors. And then I'm just going to find the end of it and wrap it round one and tie it so that you can just finish it off. All right, so there's my frame. And what I'm now going to do is just start experimenting and exploring with the different plants that I've got. Let me just tip this up and I'll just show you. These are all the ones that I've got here. So I've also got some twigs as well. So I've got twigs, so if I wanted to add anything in I could, or I could actually make a twig frame, which is where you could just have 4 pieces of twigs together and then tie them with string in the corner. So just do a crisscross tie in the corner and you can decide what you'd like to frame. There is no wrong way of doing this. The only way to do it is your way, and that's the best way and the right way. Sometimes when we're doing creative things, it depends on our experiences about whether we consider that we're creative or not. We think some people are creative and some people aren't. But this is actually all about you and what you want to do and the choices you want to make. So I've currently got that going on there. And if I want to, I might pop that down a bit. I'm not sure. I could move it and make some decisions at a later point, but this is starting to take shape. I actually think I am going to stick some twigs in there as well, because I can, and I can experiment. And I'm weaving them through, so it's a little bit like a makeshift loom, because you can weave them through in different ways and start to layer as well. There we go. And this, you can do this. This activity is suitable for anyone of any age. You can do it together as a joint activity. You can do it on your own, listening to your music, inside, outside, having a think, whatever you like. And although this is a tutorial and I'm trying to show you this quite quickly, that's kind of not the point of it, because the point is that to take a long time over this and to really enjoy and consider where you're going to put things. So I'm just going to take some time now and then I'll show you my finished product at the end. So I've finished. And the interesting thing is, it's always like, do you ever know when you've finished? But actually, you've just finished when you've finished, but you can add to it if you want to, or you can take away. That's the thing about your creation. It can be whatever you want it to be at whatever point. And I put this hook on because I'm either going to hang it up myself for me, or I'm going to give it as a gift to somebody. So it might be a neighbour, or hang it on the front door maybe as well. Or send to somebody, although sending wouldn't be very good because I think it might get a bit crushed and die on the way. Obviously, there is shelf life to this creation. Now, in terms of being part of the bigger picture with this piece of art, what I now need to do is take a photo of it, because the next stage is to take that photo of whatever you've created. And if it's something like a song that you've created, it can be a photo of you singing the song, or it can be words of that song, the lyrics of that song. So even if it's something that you've created that is movement based, there is a level of movement to it, if it's a dance or whatever you want it to be, as long as you can capture a piece of that in a photographic image, then that will be the part of the bigger picture that we will be able to piece together and put into the massive montage where we celebrate all of the work, all of the thoughts, all of the feelings that everyone's been experiencing at this time. So I'm going to take the picture. Don't worry, you can take a few, think about the background of whatever it is that you're doing. So I'm just doing mine on my brown table, although I have just got the computer in, so maybe I need to move that. But yeah, just take your photo and then send that photo through to Starfish with those thoughts that you had, because when you're sending it through, there'll be some questions that we'd like you to answer just about yourself and your thoughts around this time and how you felt making your creation. And if you'd also like to do a how-to bigger picture tutorial, then please, you're most welcome to do your own, and then you can send it to us and we can post it up on the YouTube channel, where there are lots of other big picture tutorials for you to look at. You don't have to follow any of them. You can do whatever you like. There are no rules. Just enjoy yourself, express, and give yourself some time to think about different things. And we look forward to you being part of the bigger picture with us.